guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jasmine. I am the owner of two Etsy shops. The first one is Creative Jazz Designs. I actually started that one back in the end of 2019, so November 2019. And then the second one is Twinkleology. It is just a shop where I make baby onesies, toddler shirts, and up to youth size. So pretty much the sales I made are based off of both shops together. Combined sales, I made over 60K last year. So first thing would be an advice. Well, my first advice would be if you're just starting an Etsy shop, or if you've had one and you haven't seen any success, I would definitely recommend sticking to a niche category, however you want to call it. It's pretty much the same thing as sticking to one main category. So like, let's say you sell t-shirts, I wouldn't sell like face masks or candles or any of that, like anything that does not coincide with t-shirts in general. I did notice that when I opened my shop back in November 2019, I had just listed, I think, 1 or 2 items, and it was actually, I think it was either a Thanksgiving t-shirt or a Christmas t-shirt, I'm not sure. But I only had 2 items listed. Wasn't really paying much attention to Etsy at the time. I wasn't focusing on getting sales or doing anything with the shop at the time. But then in December, I believe I had added a few more Christmas shirts. I don't think I got any sales. And the following year, I think I had sold 1 item, and it was in January, and it wasn't even a t-shirt. It was actually birthday invitations, because I used to do custom invitations as well. But that was the only thing I sold. And then that was 2020 already. And then came, I think it was the end of March, beginning of April, I started listing more items because of pandemic. So I started trying to revamp the store and adding more t-shirts to the shop. And then I believe it was like June, July, I started making face masks because I saw that they were in demand and a lot of people were buying them on Etsy. So I decided to make sublimated masks. If you want to see how I make my sublimation masks, I'll link it right up here, so you can see that video as to how I made my sublimation masks. But like I was saying, back to the niche category thing, you should stick to one type of genre. Once I started making the face masks, I pretty much was, wow, I had like over 500 different designs for face masks, and it was just taking off. Like I was making, there was a month where I made over $10,000 in 1 month, back in 2020. And then that's all that my shop would sell was masks, like t-shirts, one like every few months. So it wasn't really giving me sales for the masks. I mean, for the t-shirts. I was only selling masks. So it was like if I had a mask shop, so it's like if my masks took over the entire shop. But now I specifically towards, I think 2 months before last year ended, before 2021, so like October-ish, November, I took off all my face masks, and I strictly stuck with just making t-shirts. So that is what I currently have now in my shop. It is picking up again, and it is t-shirt sales now. And then the kid shop is just strictly kid stuff, like onesies and t-shirts, so not anything else. Also, another tip would be making sure you have good customer service. Whenever I have the downloaded app for Etsy sellers, and as soon as I get a message in regards to an order, or if they're planning on ordering but they have questions as far as sizing goes or the color of the design, if I can change it, try to be as quick to respond to those messages, because I think in order to maintain your Star Seller badge, if you have one, you need to respond within 24 hours. I tend to respond within 1 hour. So that's another key point as to making sure that you have good customer service for your customers. Another tip would be, one tip I did use was from a popular YouTuber that you may know for embroidery on YouTube, is Angelina Jasmina. I actually message her and she responds quickly. I've had a one-on-one call with her as far as tips goes. She's very informative, very, very sweet girl. Definitely admire her for her success. And yeah, she's shown me a couple of tips and tricks as to how I can edit my listings, how I can make them better. So like she had, suggested adding more photos to your listings, making sure your titles, if you're going to use commas, make sure you have spacing after it, making sure that your tags, are up to date, because SEO does tend to change every so often, does not stay the same. Another thing would be running Etsy ads. I've tested that out. One mistake I did learn from last year was I was using up all my Etsy ads budget because I was putting everything on Etsy ads. So my budget was running out like that because I had over 700 and something items in my shop. But I learned that just to specifically add to ads the listings that coincide with the time of year. So like for now, it's January, I would have listings that I would add to the ads would be Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, and maybe up to Mother's Day. But that would probably be my cutoff. I would not be posting ads on listings that are like for Father's Day, 4th of July, summer related, not yet. So I would probably do them 3 months in advance. But not like listing everything as an ad that you have in your shop. Also, setting a schedule for when I post my listings. So it also coincides with how I was doing my ads. Like for now in January, I would be creating Easter, Mother's Day, and Father's Day items and listing those. So just being about like a 3-month mark ahead of schedule, so that by the time that comes, you already have your items listed and people can see them show up when they search for items in Etsy. Also, another thing that I did learn was staying consistent and making sure that I post at least 1 to 2 items minimum a week. When I was doing my face masks, I actually was trying to do, I believe, 3 to 5 designs of face masks a day. So I was staying very consistent and I was seeing the sales come through just because of how active I was keeping my shop. And Etsy does notice how often you keep your shop active. So I've seen an increase in sales with that. Adding more images, like I told you before, that Angelina Jasmina had recommended. So making sure your photos are high quality, making sure if you can have a video made of your item, post a video. So the more content you have, as far as like when a customer clicks on your listing, you want to make sure that they can see the actual item, but also if you can, like if it's a shirt or a onesie, if you can have a photo of a child wearing it as well, so they can see what it looks like on an actual person. I do recommend also having like a size chart, so that they're not having to message you in regards to how the sizes run. what sizes you carry, just things like that. There's some customers that may not want to message you, and since they don't see that it's in the listing, they may just click off and go to another customer. So another listing that they may be able to see all of that already there. I was also using eRank. So eRank pretty much helps you with tags, shows you what shops are popular, lets you see like tags that are like in high demand. Some of them are very competitive, so you could be able to balance out whether or not it's worth typing in that particular keyword when it's probably going to get lost in the search because of so many people that are using it. But that's also another good resource to have in regards to searching for like examples of tags that you may be able to use for your listings. Also, when you go on Etsy and you go to the search bar, if you type in a specific word, the drop down, which populates underneath, it will suggest like all the popular things that people are actually searching for. So it's just almost similar to Google. So if you like type in Valentine's, it will populate like Valentine's Day shirt, Valentine's Day gift, Valentine's Day gift for her, just things like that. So that's another way to try to see what's popular and trending on Etsy. Also, another tip I would recommend is always setting a goal for yourself, as far as saying, okay, by the end of this year, this is how much I want to make on this shop. It's another way to keep you motivated, because if you don't have a set goal, then you really don't have something to reach and look forward to. But yeah, those are pretty much the only tips that I can think of that I implemented into my shops last year. But my goals for this year, I would say, are growing my audience on social media and definitely on YouTube. Last year I started this YouTube channel, but I was not staying consistent. I posted maybe like 5 videos, but then that was it, and I didn't make any more. But this year I promised myself that I definitely would put more time into it and try to upload more content to help other creators and anyone that's trying to sell on Etsy, that I can help with any questions. Also, I decided to add a second channel to this same type of category, but it's actually going to be in Spanish. So it's Creative Jazz Designs, but in Spanish as well. So I can also reach out to the Spanish audience and be able to address, you know, the creators that are Spanish and don't understand like what everyone else is talking about on the regular English speaking channels. Also, my other goal for 2022 is to finally finish writing my ebook on my strategies on how I have gained success on Etsy. So be looking forward to that. I would have more detailed and more instructions on how I do everything step by step and how I got to where I am. So if you found this video to be informative, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing and make sure to hit that notification bell so you are alerted as soon as I post a new video. If you can also comment down below any video suggestions or any ideas of videos you think that you would like to see on this channel. And yeah, so I will hopefully see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.